Lights out, faithful. You already know it's your boy EE, and I needed to make you aware of Low Tide City, which is happening May 11th through the 12th in beautiful Round Rock, Texas. That's right, in the Kalahari Resort. Listen, head over to start.gg/LowTideCity2024 because you can use the code LightsOut20 to get $20 off of your registration, or hit that QR code that you see right there on your screen as well. Again, enter that code LightsOut20 to get $20 off of your registration, and we'll see you there, man. Whole Lights Out squad, get ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for another edition of Lights Out, episode 54, and we brought the whole squad through to today's episode because it's going to be a lit one, an intense one, an insane one. So you know we had to bring the whole squad, as I said. But first, make sure you guys are checking out Low Tide City, code LightsOut20 to get $20 off your registration. And of course, if you're a fan of the content, hit the sub button, hit the like button, drop a comment. It does a lot for the algorithm. The algorithm works against black people, and there's 3 of them here. So you got to understand, we need your help, chat. We need your help. And shouts to the homies at Prize Picks for sponsoring today's episode, which we certainly do appreciate. But I'm not here alone. I'm never alone. I never do it myself. I'm here with 3 other handsome gentlemen. So how we feeling? We'll start with Cosmos since he's up at the top. How you doing, buddy?
Before we start with any questions, I have a question for you and Light. Are we giving Mars the N-word pass?
What the heck? It's been 30 seconds, man.
Holy.
Well, for a bit of context, he bought me about 5 drinks last week, and I gave him an N-word pass for every drink he gave me. So, you guys don't really have to say any word. I mean, he used it all that night, but
is that why you guys told me not to come over for that conversation? That's crazy. He's letting them fly.
I remember that story you told me about Shine.
Wait a minute, which one?
Wait, hold on. Where are we?
I know the story.
Okay. Well, Cosmos is obviously in good spirits. How about you, Light? How you feeling?
I am a very big person on quality, and I'm just staring at myself like, damn, I've never looked so ugly. So I'm all right, I guess.
Okay, fair enough. And of course, Mars, talk to me.
Big John had a little bit busy of a morning, but I'm here. I'm on time, unlike these other gyms.
Whoa,
he's right.
I was on time. I was just fixing
We're
my
on
camera.
time. Have you ever heard of BPT?
Yeah, for real.
Oh,
what is it?
okay.
What is it?
It's black people time.
Why do you know that?
It's obvious, dude.
Bro, we should tell the story about how I gaslit someone at the tournament.
What is going on? What are these stories that I'm hearing? Like,
we have a lot of them.
Oh man,
this is
a busy weekend apparently.
Yeah, man, it was a great time. Not really.
Not really. Okay, well, there were a couple good things that came out of it. We're going to talk about the Luminosity Invitational first, presented by Kroger Gaming, that we all, except for Cosmos, were in attendance for. I do want.
You weren't missing out, bro.
I do want to say, met some really nice people there, and I did enjoy the venue owners. They're really cool people. Also want to give a special shout outs to Hannah and Logan, a couple who watches Lights Out religiously every week. I wanted to shout them out too, which I really appreciate. They weren't capping about it either. They knew everything. It was amazing. So I wanted to shout them out. But experiences for the LG Invitational. I know Light specifically got a setup for this episode because he really wanted to talk about this. So Light, I'm going to open the floor up to you first, my friend. Let's hear it.
Okay, let's start off by saying, yeah, again, huge shout outs to the people who actually like own the venue. Those guys were really cool. Like, they were a good time. They were really nice. They kept checking on us. That was also cool. And after the tournament, like when everyone left and, you know, they had like their little after party, they were just really fun to play with. Me and Mars played beer pong with like 2 of them for like 3 rounds. It was a really good time. That was amazing.
Wow.
It was a good time, man. What I will say is everything else sucked. So let's start off with, we got there on Friday, right?
We did. We shared our Uber.
Yeah, we did. You're welcome. Poor it. Anyway.
That's me, not him.
So, yeah, we get there on Friday, and, you know, I'm already aware, like, LG made it pretty apparent that we were going to be doing a content day, but they didn't really, like, specify anything. You know, they're just like, yeah, we're going to be doing content on this day. I'm like, okay, what does that entail? Yeah, we're going to be doing content on this day. You know, like, there wasn't really a lot of information going into it. we get to the hotel, me and EE, and we get there. I forgot his name, Patrick. He's waiting for us in the lobby, right? Yeah, he was waiting for us in the lobby, and it's like whatever. You couldn't check in. Tweak checked in for my hotel already, so that was neat. So I'd say that's a dub for me on the board. So after we put our stuff in the room, he says we got to go right away. Okay, no problem. And this is when the weekend really got weird because we're sitting in the lobby, and I'm tired as hell. I didn't get to sleep last night. It was just not the best night. We're sitting in the lobby, and I look at the dude, and I'm like, "Be honest with me, bro. How much content are we gonna have to do?" And he just responds, he's like, "Yeah, so it's just gonna be a good time." I'm just like,
his ass does not know.
I was just like, bro, you did not answer the question. So we get to the venue, and I'm not gonna lie, I had fun doing the content. It just was different. It just wasn't like a lot of direction to the content. Like the content's not really what I had complaints about. It's just it just didn't really have direction. It was a good time filming it. Like I like the spelling bee. I like doing playing with my friends. Obviously,
whoa. Spoilers, no, for the content.
Oh, that's okay for the spoiler. Just like not the results.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, so doing the stuff there was like fun. It just felt weird with not a lot of direction. It's like whatever, but we were doing it like back to back to back. And my complaint with that wasn't really like the content. We just didn't get a lot of time to practice, like at all. There was also like
was it all on Saturday?
On Friday. Saturday was the tournament. Friday was the content, which again, they made us aware it was a content day. That's not really what my problem was, but like there was like no time to practice. And when there was time to practice, there was literally like 2 setups.
And there were other people there who were not attending the invitational who were using the setups.
Yeah. And that's like really, really annoying because, you know, we're trying to fit in practice wherever we can, but there was no setups until the only time there was setups, which I can't even say there was. I just know I took the stream setup was when they were setting up for the weekly. That's when I started practicing because I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna take the stream setup. But other than that, I didn't see really any setups there, which of course that's a big deal to me. It's like, how do you host a Smash Invitational with 0 setups? I also heard afterwards that they were telling people to bring their like switches and stuff like that, which I didn't hear that, but like that's weird because like you should just kind of have that set up, you know? So yeah, that was my main problem with day 1. Day 2, my main complaint. No, I have a couple of complaints actually. On Saturday,
Go off, bro.
On Saturday, they police knocked on my door. And they police knocked, you know, like bang, 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 like mad loud.
That was super annoying.
So yeah, exactly did they do that to you too?
They called our room, and that was it. But they called like our phones. They called the hotel room.
Yeah,
but go on.
So for context, there was 2 pools. There was one at 10:45 a.m. and there was one at 1:45 p.m. Me and Tweak roomed together. Me and Tweak were at 1:45 p.m. So we didn't have to go till later. Also, you know how Smash players are. We know we're at 1:45 p.m., so we're gonna stay up later, right? So we're gonna be like, as long as we get 8 hours, that's all that matters. We probably went to bed like at like 3 a.m. I think, like 4. Yeah, it's like within that time period, right?
Yeah.
And we get like a police knock at like 9 a.m. And me and Tweak literally like spring out of bed, like this scared the out of us. Not to mention we're in a quality inn, so I'm in a motel and someone's police knocking on my door. I thought I just got caught for drugs or something. So, like literally, bro. So we literally say, "Who is it?" No one answers. They don't answer, so we go back to bed. And literally, it's like a full 2 minutes before another police knock. And at that point, I just go to the door. It's one of the Luminosity members, and I'm like, I have an attitude. Like I have a full blown attitude. I don't like getting waken up abruptly. So like, I'm like, what? Like, what do you want? And then he's like, oh, we have to go. I'm like, what do you mean? We're not playing till 1:45 p.m. And he just looks at me. And I swear this is like some SpongeBob. He just looks at me. He's like, why for 9:30 roll call? Like, what the fuck is 9:30 roll call, bro? And I literally was like baffled. I was like, what? I was like, what is 9:30 roll call? He's like, we got to be there for 9:30 roll call. I was like, okay, what are we doing at 9:30? Oh, nothing. We just want you to be there. It's like, ain't no way. And I literally look and I'm like, I'm gonna be real, bro. I got a shower. What is this doing in the background?
What is going on right now? Is this like a compilation of skits that he's doing?
Yeah, this man really planned it, bro. Oh man.
Yo, Cosmos, could you tell your grandpa to scoot it? We're doing something here.
This is his house. I can't do anything.
He's got a roll call to make. He's got to make a roll call too, bro.
This man must be really bored when you're not there, bro. He's making the most of every moment. Okay, yeah.
Nah, bro, literally every day he's living life. I tell you that. I don't know.
He's just living his best life. Yeah, for real. Nah, yeah. So he's like, yeah, you just have to be there for 9:30 roll call. There's no point in you being there really. And I'm just like, okay, well, I'm gonna shower and I'm not coming right now. I just straight up say I'm not going right now. And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever. Just show up within like the hour or whatever. And I'm like, sure. And I close the door. And then I look at Tweak and I'm like, I'm going back to bed. Like, I'm not showing up in an hour. Tweak goes because, that's his team. Obviously, Tweak's gonna go, right? So I try to go back to bed. That really ruined my mood for the day. I'm not gonna lie. I tried to go back to bed. I couldn't go back to bed. So I was just sitting there from 9 a.m. grumpy as hell with no way to relieve my frustration. And then wink, wink. Nah, I'm kidding.
Hey man, what the hell? This is a kids-friendly show.
I'm kidding. Jesus
What
Christ.
is this dude talking about?
Anyways, yeah, no, I couldn't actually sleep after that. So eventually I do go to the venue. We were made aware that it was a 2 out of 3 pools, and the tournament was run fine. Like the back-to-back matches were fine, but I actually preferred the back-to-back matches, speed up the pace of things. But I'm not gonna lie, the moment that we actually started playing our 2 out of 3 matches versus other top players, it was just really hard to get into it,
He's back.
Yeah, I'm just watching the background.
You're not gonna help him, dude?
Yeah,
He's housing you, you're not gonna help him?
If
I need help from a goddamn sister like you, I'll go to the goddamn Power store, bitch. Need your goddamn.
What?
Is he supposed to be like an Ohio hobo? Like, what the fuck, bro?
Watch the old man stress.
Oh my! You're living with steak meaner, bro.
He looked like LeBron James yesterday. That's what he looked like.
Oh,
yo, that's fucked up. All right, well, is it safe to continue?
Yes, continue.
Yes, go ahead.
All right, yeah. So it was also just hard to take the bracket seriously for me personally, and for others. I'm not gonna name people, but everyone kind of expressed it. Where it's just like the 2 out of 3 format just kind of took out of it. It was weird. It just didn't really feel like a tournament. Like it really just felt like a chill event with top players there. Like it didn't feel like Summit or like even Invitational for that fact of the matter. I just felt like an event where I was playing with people. So it felt really weird when it was
watching.
ranked.
It felt like because it was best of 3. It felt like the Tokyo Smash Boot Camp, which was also best of 3, which actually also didn't count for rank either. And yeah, I think that might be why.
Well, this Luminosity event counted for the Luminosity rankings.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. so it was strange that it did, because like the one that was pretty much the exact same format didn't count for rank.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm happy it did to a certain extent, because I'm happy for Shadic, because Shadic really locked in that event, and he did like really good, obviously, beating Sonics. But like, otherwise, I'm like, damn, this event really counted. I lost a 2 out of 3, and I got a loss. That really sucks.
I think it's pretty whack for Invitationals to count for any rankings.
Really?
It's the cool kids club get to farm PR points off of each other.
That's fair.
It's like it just makes like they would only invite top players, right?
Yeah.
So top players just get another tournament to, like I said, farm points off of each other, which furthers the gap with like little risk. You either lost to a top player or you beat a top player. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's a really good point. No, that makes sense. I agree with that actually. So yeah, I guess all invitational shouldn't count, but my only major this weekend, this season is an invitational, so for the sake of myself, I'm gonna say only this invitational shouldn't count. Yeah, it was just a weird event, man. Like I lost and I didn't really feel anything. I really did want to beat Shadic. I feel like I couldn't have brought the best out of me, but I just couldn't. It just didn't feel like much. I feel like Tweak would have beaten me too if he just took the event seriously, but he personally expressed like he didn't really feel like it was a tournament. Like, Tweak's not lying when he says that, because Tweak's a very like he's a very angry loser, as we all know. You know, he loses and he gets like salty, he keeps to himself, and he wants to focus on the next match. You know, but like Tweak literally lost, and he just sits next to us, and he's just like, I can't wait for my Chick-fil-A to get here. Just like
he made me.
To me, it looked like it's always obvious that Tweak stops taking an event seriously whenever he goes Sephiroth for like the rest of the bracket. And that's pretty much what exactly happened after he lost to the Buzz. And so I feel like he tried to take it seriously, and then after that, he just couldn't.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's just like he was literally like, I just want to play Sephiroth. I just kind of want to have fun with the character. And I'm like, you know what, man, whatever. Like it doesn't really matter. So I got a Tweak win, which doesn't really feel great, but it's like, you know, it counts. So other than that, I mean, I had a good time chilling with the homies. That was the best part of the weekend for me.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I love seeing everybody as per usual. I mean, obviously we'll kind of go over like some areas where we think some improvements can be made. I still had a great time. Obviously because I got to see you guys, but Mars, I want to hear about your experience as well, since you were also there.
I overall agree with what Light said. Like, it was hard to like take the tournament seriously, and felt like it was a culmination of like a lot of minor inconveniences and annoyances that made me just like, I don't want to say dislike the event, but it certainly soured the experience for me. Right?
Mm-hmm.
There was like the waking people up and like, oh, be here at whatever time. Now that you're here, we're not ready, because I showed up on time both of the times they told us to show up whenever. Like the content day, they just weren't ready, and then like, oh, can you guys show up at 9 or 9:30 or whatever? I showed up and I had to wait like however long with nothing to do. I showed up for nothing, which is exactly what they said to you would happen.
Yeah.
Like the best of 3 format was a little frustrating, especially when I learned that like the reason that we weren't like running best of 5 format was because I think they were having like a party later on that day. Like the venue was having a party. I'm like, that just, come on, like I don't get to play good Smash because of this. Like, this is an invitational. This is the only thing that should probably be happening on this weekend. You know? Another like a lot of other small frustrating things, like I said, is just like there was a lot of just people there. People not invited.
It looked like it.
A lot of like local players. And, like,
the venue didn't really look that big.
No, the venue was. I thought the venue was fine.
That's fine.
The venue was great.
I thought the venue was great. Yeah. Maybe it's just the stream.
Yeah, the venue itself was really big, but the area dedicated to like the stream setup and watching the stream setup was very small.
Maybe that's
very
why,
close quarters.
Yeah,
I think like as competitors, invitationals, we're used to like the summit style where you're just like it's you and the other, like it's you and your opponent,
right?
And that's it. And now it feels like I'm at like local, and everyone's cheering like 5 feet away from me. It's a little weird.
Yeah,
the vibe was off.
No, yeah, I completely agree with that. I think the best way to say it, and Phil, I'm going to put you on the spot here because you're the one who said it.
Okay.
It was the best. It's literally the best way I could describe this weekend. Was this feels like one of those things where we're here not because our passion for the game, but we're here because this is our job. Like that's what that weekend felt like to me.
Yeah, and I have to agree with that, because I mean I'm obviously close to a lot of you guys. You've been my friends for years, so I as a member of Luminosity, I'm not happy when I see you guys not having a good time. And I think it's like there's a couple factors to it. Like, again, this was a quick turnaround for the event. Like, 3-week turnaround. But I mean, I've heard about it for like a month and a half. But like, I guess like when it finally got actually approved to happen, like with Kroger Gaming, that's when like the wheels really started going into motion, which is cool. There's just stuff that can obviously be improved. I personally really think a lot of the content we did was cool. I think some of it would be awesome if they were able to like turn it around a little quicker so that it could like add to the experience like the next day. Cause people are invitationally like additional bonus content. So some of that short form stuff could go out immediately. That's kind of what I think. Best of 5 is definitely mandatory for sure. I understand time constraints. I mean, the venue owners actually seem pretty chill. I mean, I feel like the tournament could have just kept going and they wouldn't have gave 2 shits. But I also, on the other hand, understand that's a lot of Smash to play. You know what I mean? Like, so that's where it really benefits. Jeez Louise, what the hell was that? It really benefits.
I thought that was Cosmos.
Bro, this house.
I saw dreads.
It really benefits the invitation. Like, I've been to every single Smash Summit for BTS. I ran my own summit with my team, Watch the Throne. Everybody went to Watch the Throne had a great time. They said it ran great. They felt like it was one of the best events they went to, Invitational style, which meant a lot to me. So I know what I'm doing with my team. I think one of the things helps players too as well is personnel. Like, you know, like let's say I'm the player manager for the event, right? I'm not police knocking on anyone's door at 9 a.m. Okay. Because before that, I'm going to give everybody their own call times because I understand Group B doesn't need to be there when Group A is there. For what reason? You know what I mean? Like, I trust that these players are mature enough to show up, you know, in a timely manner. Like, they don't need to just be there just sitting with their thumbs up their asses. That's kind of the way I look at it. You know, it is a shame too, man, because like when I see like Tweak going Seth, or I see Leo going Byleth, and like if you watch Tweak versus Leo, like was Leo even like he wasn't even shielding, bro. Like there was like he wasn't even picking defensive options. He was getting smacked around. It was just like, what's going on here? You know what I mean? Like it was hard to watch, and I'm commentating the damn thing, like trying to hype it up. I'm like, this playing with his toes? Like I'm just like, what is going on? This is not the GOAT. I know this is not the GOAT. I know, you know. And poor Leo. And the thing that sucks with Leo for me personally that affects me, and this is some breaking news I'm going to give you guys. Leo has dropped out of Level Up Expo. He's not going to Level Up Expo anymore. He dropped out. Yeah, I know it was your teammate. Actually, that probably affects you a lot. But
Hey, bro. You want a team for Level Up Expo?
Let's go.
There you go. The boys are back in town.
Oh man, it was fate, bro. I'm meant to get 30. I'm meant to get 33rd with Cosmos.
I won my last doubles tournament. Don't worry.
We have to win that for casino money.
Yes, bro. That's the same thing we did last year.
Yes, we have to. What are you rolling your eyes at? All because you don't have an addiction doesn't mean we don't. Personally, I'd appreciate it if you respected my addiction.
My fault. I'll support you from here on out.
Yeah, I've given you one too many N-word passes to hear anything from you.
We are off the reservation.
So why is Leo not going? I didn't catch that.
Well, I don't, I mean, he messaged me and told me he wasn't going to be able to attend. I think it's a culmination of just like, he had to play last week, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it wasn't, they had to play last week. He's going to Japan on Tuesday after Level Up. He probably just didn't want to do all this. That's a lot, and I understand that. Like, Level Up is unfortunately the victim of circumstances of when it's taking place, not the fact that we have a guaranteed 10K prize pool, which you broke-ass smashers should probably take advantage of. But that's besides the point. There you go. But for the Luminosity event, I hope that they take me into consideration for the next one. They're just like, you know what? We need to have Phil on the planning stages of this because he's got the ear of the players and he knows what he's doing. I've been saying this forever. Listen to me. I've been saying this forever. I know what I'm doing over here. But I still appreciate the fact that it happened regardless. I think getting a big name like Kroger involved is super awesome. I don't think people understand that that's a big freaking deal. So shouts to LG for pulling that one off. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I had a good time because of who I was with. I ended up getting like food poisoning at one point. If you guys heard like on the mic when I was commentating with Max, like I had to keep getting up to go to the bathroom. Okay. I don't know what was going on there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I ate, but I was like a rocket ship. I was lighting them up. I'm telling you, boy, I don't know.
Crab legs, bro.
I took some Tums though and got it together. I didn't have the same energy for top 4, but I did my best. But yeah, the greatest thing that came out of that though was people got to, on Luminosity at least, they got to meet Mars. They loved you, Mars. They loved you. They loved you.
I enjoyed them as well.
No doubt about that. And Shadic won the event. Once again, putting Sonics in second place, unfortunately. But that was insane.
I keep thinking about Shadic laughing at that dude holding the flag. That shit was so
he
was
wasn't laughing at that guy. They're so mean.
Bro, that was funny.
Wasn't he? What was he laughing at?
He definitely was. He definitely was. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I do want to say another thing too. And this is a shout outs to Alex, who's in charge of Luminosity. He actually, I'm gonna put it on the screen. He put up a feedback thread too, which I appreciate because I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. There's a lot of people who would just be like, I'll just keep doing my own thing. Nobody needs to know anything. Shouts to Alex for actually putting up a feedback thread, which did include, he says the event needs to be 2 days, 16 players with qualifiers of voting. I say screw voting. I'm all about qualifiers. International talent. I think that's awesome. I think that's a bunch of stuff everybody can agree. I actually discussed this a little bit on my personal stream yesterday, which I agree with a lot of these points made. Reasonable start times for West Coast people as well. So I think you can already tell the wheels are turning for a better experience for the next one. So I do hope you guys will come to the next one, because I will make sure that I am involved in that too. Like, put the pedal to the metal. You know what I'm saying?
I like money.
Let's especially if I assume Watch the Throne will still be happening at some point in the future. Let's just not have voting for the Luminosity tournament, because we have I assume Watch the Throne is still gonna have voting. I think it would be cool to have one tournament just be full qualifiers and invitees, and then like have the other tournament be something that has
that could
like
be cool,
where your fan favorite can get in by you backing them. So I don't think it would be interesting to see two invitational tournaments have not
the same qualifying system.
Yeah, exactly, because it's just gonna be we don't need that. We don't need that. Simply, honestly.
I will just say this about Watch the Throne. I can't spoil anything, but you're gonna like what we're cooking up in the lab on that one. All right, you're gonna like what we're cooking up in the lab for Watch the Throne too.
I'll believe it.
Bro, I can't get over these black people just run. And he leaves the door open menacingly. Like, if he smiles, I'm just gonna see his teeth through the darkness. Oh my god!
I think I see something.
Where do you find these people? This is insanity.
It's only racist if Mars sees something.
That's why his mouth's closed.
Mars knows what he's doing. He's a smart guy.
Why are you staring so hard?
You have to pass for one time this episode.
Why are you staring so hard, Mars? What are you looking at? Do you see someone smiling?
Chat, actually, I was looking at my chat. I promise.
So
the chat's in dark mode.
The other thing that came out of the Invitational, of course, was Shadic's big W. That was crazy. So I have a question for all you guys. Okay, is Shadic the best player in the U.S. right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, no doubt. Why is that door slowly closing?
I'm talking about the door, guy.
Can we focus on the topic?
I'm scared.
In the United States?
In the U.S. right now.
Yeah, I give it up.
Actually, no, he's not, in my opinion. But off ranks, he is.
Who's
off
better?
ranks? Yeah.
Tweak.
You think Tweak?
I think Tweak.
Has Shadic got a Tweak W yet? I don't think he has.
Tweak.
No, he hasn't. Tweak usually farms him.
Yeah. Over the months,
that's like the only person so far.
Yeah, over the months of like actually trying to like think about why Tweak has been like shitting on me recently, I've just kind of come to the conclusion while like studying him, I'm like, this guy is actually like insane. Like,
yeah, good.
You know, like, yeah, like I'm like watching him. Yeah, I like watching him versus other people, and I'm just like, yeah, no, this guy's pretty freaking insane. Like, obviously, I think I'm insane myself. I think Shadic's insane, but it's just you gotta catch Tweak at an actual tournament. Like Luminosity Luminosity's Invitational is not a good indicator of Tweak. Obviously, again, we all had our complaints about the tournament. LMBM, he did great. He did great at freaking Genesis. I think the only tournament he did bad at is Collision, which I'll give him a pass for that because Tweak has just notoriously had a terrible Steve problem, and I'm pretty sure he got double eliminated by Steve. He said it best, and it's his fault. He really does need to learn the matchup. But he was like, I really hate it that I feel like when I fight Steve players, they don't get to fight the real me. Which he says that because the real Tweak is freaking ridiculous at this game. So I do think that Tweak is the best player in America. But if the rankings end today, it's definitely Shadic.
Okay, I like that honesty. I was kind of thinking that too, just because the wins that he's accumulated. And he's won multiple like high profile events. Like this kid is just on another level right now. And it's kind of go ahead, Cosmos, please.
I'll say that he's definitely top 3 because I'll still personally give it to Tweak and Sonics. It's just hard to give it to
America.
Is the Dominican
Are we including that as
DR's
its own, including it. Yeah,
DR's its own independent country. I'm pretty sure it's part of our continent. It's not part of our country.
Why doesn't Sonic just live in Mexico like with the rest of them, so it'll make sense? Well, that didn't sound right. Why doesn't he just live in a defined different? You know.
Okay, if we're talking states, if we're.
He's gone.
He's gone. You want to see him behind Cosmos in a few seconds coming out that door.
But yeah, if we're talking US only and not counting DR and Mexico, again, yeah, I would say definitely behind Tweak, because if you think about it, Tweak also has like, he's been doing very, very well. He's been basically in the top 5 talk for literally forever. So I think him having that, he's in there for a reason. And if you think
real quick, he's been beating Sonics recently too, right?
Tweet lost to Sonics the last time they played.
Yes, but he beat him the 2 times before that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so I think his record for the season is 2-1.
Yeah, but like that's also leading to my next point, is that whenever Tweak loses, he usually loses to either like a couple of matchups he really doesn't like, or the top 5 players. That's usually who he loses to. We don't really have that much of a sample size for Shadic yet, because he's been doing really, really well. He's been doing well pretty recently for like the past 8 months, but he's been doing really, really well for like 2 or 3 months now. So I feel like after a longer sample size, we'll be able to see like how well he keeps doing. And obviously he's just a consistent player. He's going to be doing very well consistently, but I don't know if he's going to be doing better than Tweak. And Tweak is definitely one of the players that is the most confident against Corrin, probably because whenever Tweak plays against a character a lot, he feels like he can't lose to that character. And obviously he played my Corrin a lot in the past game. So just that specifically is probably why he hasn't lost to Shadic. He's lost to Neo before at SmashCon, but he usually always just doesn't do well at SmashCon. So I feel like that's a mental block for him. But I do think Shadic he's ramping up really far. And like we talked about in the last podcast that he was in, he's also a player that ramps up a lot during brackets. Like whenever he gets further in bracket, he just plays better. So I feel like because Shadic usually plays Tweak earlier on in bracket, that's why Tweak usually stomps him. But I feel like if they start having just higher seeds and they play in winner semis or in winners finals, it could actually be a different set, and Shadic could actually take it to game 5 or actually win the set. So I just feel like it depends where they play in bracket and how much more often Shadic is doing well in bracket.
I will say I still probably would put my money on Tweak. Honestly, Diddy Kong versus any sort, he just looks insufferable, not gonna lie. Yeah. I would hate to be the person on the opposite side of that. But yeah, what I will say about Shadic is, yeah, he has been doing really good for the past couple months. I just really am interested to see how he grows, because like a lot of times when we see stuff like this, we see a lot of players, they don't fall off, but like, you know, he's coming in with a unique character. No one else has really been doing like him. Neo does it like him, but Neo's not in our country, you know, so we don't see it as often. So it's like he's the only one really doing it around here at this level. So it's just like, I don't think he's gonna fall off, but I think the more he like stays on top, the more everyone's going to get used to him, because I don't think anyone's really used to him right now.
Yeah,
and a lot of people aren't really. A lot of people are still in the what the does Corrin do thing, you know, like, and I think a big part of that, like people don't realize, because he was actually talking about this in his interview, and it's like what's Corrin's like biggest strength, and it's like a lot of characters need like a specific hit to get their like big combo started, right? Like you'll win advantage state, no problem, but to get your big combo started, you need to get a certain hit. Corrin doesn't really need that. For example, Corrin, fair, nair, and up air, as long as she hits one of those, she's like getting you like in a consistent like frame trap scenario, you know? And I don't think people think about that. Like, for example, I didn't really think about it until he said that, you know? So it's like, I don't think a lot of us are very aware of like the matchup and stuff. We're just like, damn, this kid's really good, you know? So I think when people start to get more used to the matchup like they did with Spargo, it's going to get a little bumpy for him. Not saying he's going to fall off, but I think things will get harder for him, and then his actual placement will start to fall into place, if that makes sense to you guys.
Right. I agree with that too. Obviously I think Corrin is overall a well-rounded character. Yeah. Like she's not the best, but she doesn't have like the biggest weaknesses that you can exploit about her, because she's slow, but she still has a lot of range to cover for that. So I feel like whenever people figure out how to play against Corrin and get comfortable playing against the character, or rather used to playing against the character, because it's kind of hard to get comfortable playing against Corrin because of how she plays. But when people are more in tune playing against her, I don't think because I feel like a lot of people right now are getting matchup checked. And whenever people aren't getting matchup checked anymore, Shadic's still going to be outplaying people. But whenever you play against matchups that are really hard and the players that do know the characters, you're not just going to outright beat them. It's going to be more of a back and forth where I do see Shadic still like consistently top 8ing, but I don't really think he'll just like be outright, oh, Shadic's going to win this tournament. Shadic's going to win this tournament like he is basically right now. Where like if Tweak is at that tournament, I could see that.
Hold on. So Mars, you played Shadic. I don't know if it was like the first time you guys ever played or whatever. Even though it was just best of 3, do you believe the hype?
Yeah, I think he is that good.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Yeah, Mars is very brutally honest, so that'll
yeah. No, he's definitely good as hell. I'm just saying that the character, I still think a lot of people aren't playing the matchup, and I think that will like play a huge factor. I think that played a huge factor with Spargo when he just like started randomly losing at a certain point. But I mean, obviously Spargo's back, you know. But like, I still think that plays a factor, you know.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. All right, well, I do want to jump into a topic that I know a lot of people are very eager to get into. Okay, this is obviously regarding some tweets that were made in the direction of our friend Light. And one thing you can bet on when it comes to Lights Out is you can bet on we're going to address any drama that comes our way. But first, we're going to address Prize Picks. Wow, let's get into it. Prize Picks is the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America, and they're our sponsor for today's episode. The most exciting way to play is just you against the numbers, okay, or against a toxic fandom. Sorry, Lakers fans, you guys suck. It is what it is, but football season, although it may be over, the action on the floor continues to heat up. Whether you're defending home court in the playoffs, there's no shortage of high-stakes basketball this time of the year. So you, get in on the excitement with Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app where you can turn your hoops knowledge into some serious cash money. Prize Picks, it's really simple to play. I can make picks and submit my entry in less than 60 seconds. You know what else I can do in less than 60 seconds, ladies? But you know what? I still hit, so it don't matter. Just like you need to go ahead and hit up that app store so you can download the Prize Picks app, baby. They offer weekly promotions that lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesdays, which I personally enjoy because I like to eat it up. So, make sure you download the app today and use the code LIGHTSOUT for your first deposit match of up to $100. I said again, up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy with Prize Picks.
Can you make a dirty reference, but when I do it, it's weird.
I'm not sure what you're referring to. I was just talking about our friends at Prize Picks. All right, so let's pick up a new topic. It's time. Light, did you see the discouraging words that were being put out? I noticed you made a tweet, Light. It says, based off of what I'm able to see, Level Up Expo being B+, okay? Level Up Expo being B+, while Masuma is A, looks extremely wrong. This drawed the ire of some people, one of which, Ether, who likes to stir the pot a little bit, quoted one of the Japanese players, or screenshot. It says, Light, I don't even know if this guy's a Japanese player. He just typed in Japanese. His profile said Los Angeles, but we ain't gonna worry about that.
But if he's not Japanese, I'll be 10 times more mad because this is just what I mean about these Japanese dick riders, bro.
Well, it's time to saddle up because he's riding all right. He says Light stays holed up in the U.S. That's insane. And always barks like a dog, saying Japan is overrated. But when is he going to prove it? By winning a Japanese major. But that's not all. Notable player in Japan, Matsunabe, also had some words for Light. Come to Japan and let's be destroyed by ice climbers with me.
That was so funny when I read that. I was like, yo, that's a vibe.
You say get destroyed by ice climbers with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's just a team effort, bro. We need 4 of us at least.
He's like, I agree. You should come to Japan, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. I love it. Right. And I love Light. I know you're going to have a nice little response. Like, how do you feel about what Japan or Japan dick riders have to say about you?
Okay, first of all, let's start off with the Matsunabe thing. Bro, I don't understand it. This is like when Mia wasn't coming to America, and they were like, I really want to see Light versus Mia. No, I'm gonna lose, bro. Like, you really want to... I really want to watch Light fight a -2 matchup. I wonder what will happen. It's like, go f*** yourself. Obviously, I'm not gonna win on the first try. It's like, what the f***, man? But the actual tweet itself, it's like, for one, I wasn't trying to hate on Japan. I was just trying to say that I don't think Level Up Expo should be a B tier, because I don't know if the rules change, but everyone's like the Buzz and Lao dropped out, which is like crazy, right? But like it was an A tier last year with the same players that are going now, but we're all higher rated. Like Sonics wasn't a top 10 player last season, was he? Or he wasn't top 3 or yeah, whatever. Yeah, Sonics was not up there. Me and Tweak were, but I'm pretty sure Tweak is higher, or I'm like one spot lower or something like that. The point is we're all in the top 10, and I thought that counted for something, you know? I know there's more top players going to the Japanese event, but last time I checked, I thought being a top 10 player actually like was a pretty big deal. So to have 3 of us to be there, I'm like, yeah, that sounds like it'd be in the A tier, you know? Not to mention, before this even happened, this was when we all thought the Buzz and Leo were going. So then we have 3 top 10 players and 2 top 15 players. And I'm like, this is not an A tier, but I got to fight for my life. You know, it's like weird. So like basing it off the last season, I'm like, it's just kind of weird that this isn't a ranked event, you know? So in terms of that, that's what I'm speaking about. I still think it should be A tier. Maybe there's something I'm missing. I did talk to Phil after, and I asked him to ask for the amount of entrants that are going to Level Up Expo, because that's not public. So I found out the amount of entrants that are going. It probably is now. I couldn't find out on the Smash GG yesterday. But it's like, it was like 100 less people than they're going to the other tournament in Japan. That was like, okay, well, maybe that could be the reason, you know? That's what I meant, like, at first glance, because I couldn't see the amount of participants who were actually participating, right? So onto the Japanese thing about, like, oh, why do I not go to Japan? First of all, go f yourself. I can do what I want. Second of all, bro, y'all want me to go to Japan? I don't even have a house. Like, I clearly have more priorities than going to Japan. It's not the biggest thing on my list, right?
He's squatting.
How what?
He's squatting right now. It's not his house.
And then that's actually wild. And then like another thing which I've talked about on the podcast and I've talked about here, I don't really have an interest in going to Japan for the main reason that I'm not even top 5 in NA right now. Like I don't really want to go to Japan because I don't really care about. It's not going to do anything for me here, in my opinion. Like I want to beat the people here. It didn't do anything for you. I did.
That's also just not true.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to talk. But yeah, no, it's not going to do anything for me, in my opinion. I mean, I think it will give me a lot of matchup experience. You know, there are a lot of people who play a lot of obscure matchups, and I'm not saying I'm not going to lose to them if I play them. I am saying if I play them more, like if I stay there for a while, I'm going to beat most of them. Yeah, because I do think a lot of these people are good players who are at the end of the day, they're still playing like mid to high tier characters, and I think my character's better, and I think I'm better. So I think they can matchup check me in a lot of areas, and I think once I go there and like get used to it, I will eventually adapt and I beat them. But again, I'm more worried about beating Sonics consistently, beating Spargo consistently, being better than Shadic, being better than Tweak. You know, I want to conquer NA. I want to be the best in NA, and this is very similar to like me when I was growing up too. Like I wanted to be the best in my state. I didn't travel a lot, and then I wanted to be the best in New England. And the only reason I started traveling was because after I became number 2, I kept losing to Mars, and I was like, okay, well I can't be Mars. What do I do for here? I had to take a whole step back, and I was like, well, I have to look at the bigger picture here. It's like I'm not trying to be the best in New England anymore. I'm trying to skip, because Mars isn't just the best in New England. He was like number 13 in the world at the time, you know? So it's like I'm like trying to skip steps, not realizing I'm trying to skip steps. And once I came to that conclusion, that's when I started traveling more, you know? Because, you know, traveling wasn't cheap back then. So I started traveling to New York. I started going to actual majors because maybe I was a world ranked level now that I'm like occasionally beating Mars, you know? So it's like I took those steps, and it's the same way I am now. I don't feel any need to go to Japan because when they come here, respectfully, I beat them most of the time. Like most of the time they come here. When Port Priority happened, the only Japanese players I lost to were number 1 and number 2 in Japan, and I respect the out of them. They play some bitch ass characters, but I respect the out of them. You know, Mia and Nicola are amazing players. I still have beaten Nicola before. I beaten Mia the last 2 times I played him, you know? So it's like I beat Hurt there. I beat Kanenabe. Great players. I usually beat Japanese players. If I had to say one Japanese player was my demon, it was Shuton. And Shuton's been my demon since like day 1. I'm not even going to hold that. But everyone else I usually beat. So, excuse me, I'm not really in the biggest rush to go over there.
Though, right?
No, I lost to Shuton the last time because he literally wins Olimar, and I was like, how the do you fight this character again? And
that was Cirque, right? Cirque 3?
Yeah.
All right, sir. But you beat him at the Invitational, though.
Yeah, he went Pyra/Mythra, you know, and I was ready for Pyra/Mythra, but I haven't fought a good Olimar in like 3 years, and it's not like I got kind of checked, and on top of that, Shutan's like, I'm sure if it was like a slightly worse Olimar, like it didn't really matter because like I still have some knowledge, but like Shutan's like on my level, and he was like mixing me up with just I didn't remember, you know, so like I give it up. He usually beats me. But like most Japanese players, I usually beat. I'm not in a rush to go there. I'll fight them when they come here because they will come here because it's the U.S. of A. And you know I live in the best country in the world, and like so. Yeah, but yeah, seriously, I'm just not in any real rush to go. I gotta beat the people who are here, and respectfully, I truthfully believe that the best players in the world are on NA. So I'm not in a rush. I want to get that matchup experience. You know, I want to go fight the banjo player. I think the banjo player is really good, you know? I think the Min player is also really good. I don't want to fight him. He plays Min. But like the point is, I'm sure there's plenty of Ices there who will probably beat me. I don't care. I lost to an Ices from Florida who, no offense, isn't ranked. It's not a special thing to do. You know, like it's just something I have to learn, you know? I don't care about it. I care about people on in NA. And honestly, when I go to Japan, and I've expressed this before, I kind of want to go to Japan for the first time, not Smash related. Like, I want to just go there, you know, and just see what it's like. Like, Japan's an amazing place. I want to just kind of go there, you know? I don't think that's how it's going to happen, but I mean, that's what I wanted to do.
I think it's pretty cool that you keep getting international like players and player bases to hate you. I think you should keep doing that.
Yeah, I mean, apparently I don't have to try because it just happens, you know? People just put it in my mouth.
It's impressive because this time you didn't even go there.
No diddy.
Okay.
I saw Phil's face. Sorry.
What do you mean, bro?
But no, the worst part is I actually love Japan. Like I love watching their tournaments and all that. The only reason you see me talk, the only reason people hate me is because I constantly say about how I think America's better. And the only reason I even mention that is because I'm the only one here who doesn't dick ride Japan, you know? How dare I defend my country? Because no one else does it. I got this guy in the top left of the screen. He's the biggest Japan meat rider here. Like,
yeah, you're talking about Phil, right?
Yeah, my fault. He was born there.
Yeah, okay.
What the heck?
Right?
Yeah.
I'm Team NA. I'm Team NA, baby.
I don't talk about Japan because I hate Japan. I talk about Japan because I talk about Japan because everybody else just seems to act like America is like nothing compared to them. Also, their top players, well, all of their players get highlighted way more than our players, you know? Like, people could probably tell me who the 20th best player in Japan is. Ain't nobody gonna tell me who the 20th best player in America is, you know? Because they don't care, because they're usually, most of the fans are from here, so they don't usually care, and they love what's going on over there, so they pay attention to every second of it. They also have more events with more stacked people, because their events are like, well, their country's like smaller, and there's better ways of transportation, so there's like so many ways that they can all play each other, you know? Like, there's so many factors to it. Is that Sephiroth, bro? Like, this dude is like
that is that's Niggeroth.
That sounds
the one wing chicken wing. All right, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Bro, he's tall, bro. But anyways, yeah, like there's so many factors to it. I don't hate Japan, bro. I love Japan. I love talking to the Japanese players. Actually, I talk to them a good amount when they come here. It's a great time. But I stand on business with most of the shit I say, and I'll go there when I go there. I'd rather beat the top 5, and because I still think I'm still top 5 in America. I'm like top 3 in America, but like, it's still like if you factor in NA and there's like 2 or 3 players who make me like number 6 or number 7, and I want to be better than them.
You know what kind of also sucks about going to Japan is that even if you do well, you don't make money. It's a pretty big reason to not want to go.
Yo, that is such a big deal to me too, because I'm like in this phase where it's like, you know, if I don't play my cards right, my career will be over in like a year or 2. Maybe I should go to tournaments that, you know, actually make me money, you know?
It's a very good point.
Coming from freshly homeless life.
Yeah, literally, bro. Like, I don't understand. Why don't you just go live in a box in Japan? It's free. Like winning their tournaments. Like,
it's definitely a very weird dichotomy, but I think it's important to have this addressed, by the way. because people will just assume just because you're a sponsored player, everything's just handed to you on a silver plate. That's not how sponsorships work, okay?
Wait, time out. I'm sorry to cut you off. I just saw a comment. It was, if Moist pays for his Japan trip, for sure he will say yes. I'm going to be real with you right now. Moist will 1,000% pay for my Japan trip. It has nothing to do with that. Yeah. I just simply don't want to go right now. I will go soon. I know I will, but come on, guys. Can I find a house first?
Low key.
You were saying like, sorry, EE.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying like not every, like Moist is the exception to the rule, right? Because Moist himself is just a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro is just well off. He can handle stuff. That's all good. He does it out of the goodness of his heart too. He's a great guy. Love him. But for Light, like, why would Light take him up on an opportunity like that if he doesn't actually really want to go and invest the time for it? It doesn't make sense. You're just wasting his money at that point. And that's something that Light's not going to do. I know Light very well. It's not something he's going to do. So when Light goes to Japan, it will be for a good reason. Okay. And it will be to silence you doubters. Cause I'm going to go with him. Okay. We'll bring Cosmos. We'll bring Mars. All right. Whole squad going to pull up on you and you're going to see what it's like to get a little bit of America induced in you. Just be happy you don't have oil. Cause we might come for that too.
Also, by the way, there was a point where we were talking about, that's wild. There was a point where we were talking about going to Japan and Cosmos was like, yeah, I probably am not going. I'm not going if Cosmos isn't going. I'm being real.
Why?
Yeah, I mean, I told you I'm guaranteed not going to Golden Week this week or this week.
Yeah. Why am I not going without Cosmos? Because Cosmos is the one who's been trying to put me on in Japan. I kind of want to do it with him.
Yeah, I mean, I want him to be like our tour guide and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be events later in the 100%. Year that we can look into. We got plenty of time.
I mean, I'm going to Mexico for the first time, and Cosmos is going to be there because, like, he's the one who's been wanting me to go to Mexico for so long.
Yep, 100%. Love it. Yeah. Well, there you have it, folks. We've addressed the quote-unquote Japanese drama that really wasn't. And speaking, since we are on the topic of Japan, I just want to send some thoughts, prayers, and love to Proto. I know Proto announced that his retirement is or step away from the game is indefinite because of some health issues. Proto, wishing you the best, my man's. Always Absolutely. One of my favorite players. I personally like Min Min, and his Lucina is sick as hell. So just wanted to throw that out there real quick.
Yeah.
Also, did you see the Lumi rank made some changes, gentlemen?
Yes.
I saw it up on the screen. The only thing I saw was them talking about the unified rule set that they were trying to figure out.
So it says it's for the season. It's for the Lumi rank 2024. Important update is what it's listed as. Okay, as you can take a look right there. It says season ends July 14th, and no events past this date will count for the 2024 ranking. You must have 4 tiered events to be ranked. 1 must be a major, which means an A tier higher. 2024 will not be a full year ranking season. Any event during 2024 1 will not count towards 2024 2, which will be its own season. That's something that I know we were lobbying for a lot, and it's actually nice to see that's taken effect. You guys think this is the right way to go? I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, 100%. Guaranteed.
Yeah. Me who goes to tournaments and deserves an opinion on the matter. Yeah.
Hey man, you're like number 23 in the world.
I mean, you were at the Luminosity tournament.
I was a fill-in, but I was there.
Hey, you beat HBox for that Kroger gaming gift card, kid. Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah, I did. I'm ranked 23. I got 9th. That's not bad. That's an improvement.
I like that because I think it is a good morale thing for people that maybe aren't doing so well in the beginning of the season, or people that even are doing well at the beginning of the season but have like different aspirations. Like I noticed Spargo made that one tweet like, oh well, I think I'm actually not going to be able to get rank 1 this year because I lost to Mr. E, like because he lost to Mr. E last weekend and Alan dis, and he felt like he could do it. So I feel like this can give him more hope that he can actually get rank 1 because he doesn't have to be outplacing somebody for the entire year straight. He just has to do it for like 6 months.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like for someone like me specifically, it feels good because obviously like I've been doing better and better slowly as the year has gone on. So it feels like, okay, well, I might not be ranked as high as I want to this year, but whenever the next season comes around, I'll definitely be feel like I will be placing the way I should, and I can be placing that well for the entire season. So just having it not as a full year is just healthier for multiple different reasons, multiple different people. That's just what I feel.
Okay, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Is there any chance, Mars, that because it's broken down into 2 different sections in the year, can we get a full Mars comeback, man?
Nope. Not my position hasn't changed at all.
Okay. He's still content.
Will you be at? Well, actually, I still don't even know if SmashCon's happening. Do we know about SmashCon? Have they said anything yet?
Okay. You know me. I'm known for unintentionally leaking things. Okay.
This sounds pretty intentional, but go on.
So I'm not going to leak the fact that. Anyway, listen.
SuperCon.
I can't. All I'm gonna say is I can't wait to do another. I can't wait to do another talent show at some point.
I sure hope there is a tournament in August around the DC area. I would love to go to that.
That would be amazing. Oh, somebody in the comments said Coney saying stuff is happening. Okay. Well, yes. Stuff is happening.
Super Brother convention.
Super Brothers.
Oh.
Is that a picture of Zangief? I gotta know. Barrett, light.
Yes.
What's on the wall? Why?
Yes.
Or whatever.
Because I'm at Chavo's house and he's a Zangief man.
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, so yeah, I mean, I think that's just about everything. I mean, covered a lot, gave some good feedback, some good experiences.
We got extra viewership because people were stupid enough to click my link.
That's true, actually. You guys who are stupid enough, make sure you don't just click the Twitch. Head over to YouTube as well, youtube.com/EV. So make sure you are following and liking and all that other good stuff on our content. By the way, fun announcement. Mars is officially a Lights Out affiliate.
Bro, we can't just keep giving that out, man.
What do you mean?
We just gave it out to Zama the other day.
You sponsored him the other day, and I don't even know if anything came from it. Yo, Zama's washed now. Can we talk about it?
Didn't he get third at a local?
Bro, he's gotten third at like 7 locals.
Yeah, he lost to, what's his name?
Syrup and Webb. Both great players.
Which is crazy. Yeah, which is crazy because he also said that he's very confident against Steve.
Yeah, I don't know. Zama's washed now.
Well, Zama's going to Japan, so he'll get his half a yearly power up.
Sure.
Every time he goes, he's come back with great results.
I don't know, man. I had a conversation with him, and I didn't like how it sounded.
Oh no, is he near his end of his lifespan with the game?
I don't know. I was just talking to him.
Bro's like 19, right?
Yeah, what the heck?
Not his life in general, you Jim. Just the game. He's not gonna die.
That's what I'm saying. He's 19 still.
Man. I was talking to him,
3 years,
and he just didn't sound like the Zamba I've been like communicating with like the last 2 or 3 months. You know, the one who was like, "Yo, we're gonna go to this, we're gonna practice, we're gonna VOD review, we're gonna do all this, we're gonna stay like top 2 in America." He just didn't.
It's funny because
he's losing the tweak next time they play.
Like I'll leaking out like Zamba made this Discord with like his friends to like grind in the Discord and like talk about the meta and stuff and like actually VOD review and stuff. And for like the past month or two, it's just been like a wasteland. Like no one's typed in there. So
hell yeah.
I told him when he did that, because he said when he did that, he kind of wanted to do like the way we've been doing. Because like I said, like we were like keeping tabs on each other. I was like, it seems very unrealistic that we do this for like all of us. I think everybody else has to have like, you know, everyone needs to have their own responsibility to want to do this. And I don't think everyone's gonna want to do that. So yeah, I kind of figured that was gonna happen. But I don't know, man. I don't know about Zamba, bro.
I think you know what it is from talking to him, because I talk to Zamba every now and then too. I think he just might have met a lady. Let me keep it real, bro.
I got my tweet drafted for when the ranking comes out. I'm gonna be like the first player in the world to win Genesis and not top 10 this season.
That's actually insane. Actually, like low key.
That's crazy.
That's actually kind of a nutty statistic if that's actually the case, which I think it actually is.
Bro, I gotta talk about him to bring him back. It's the only way.
It might be the only way to
I don't know. You've been trying to do it to me. It doesn't work.
Please, just get better.
I'm on my way.
Just get better. Insanity.
I was my biggest competition, a content creator who doesn't play.
Hey, man.
Mars, stop going to tournaments. You don't make it harder for anyone but me.
Low key.
I'll take my PR points, please. Thank you.
Mars is a humble farmer of points from Light and an amazing Lights Out affiliate, and we appreciate him coming through. Today's episode, boys, absolutely lit. Loved every single second of it. I do have one more thing I want to ask you guys before we end this episode. Light, Mars, after we end this episode, do you have 10 minutes to invest in some Patreon content?
Yeah, man.
No.
Actually, wait, not Mars because he's streaming, but Light.
Oh, you were serious? I thought this was like a plug.
Oh, I was gonna rage you.
I'm gonna stay.
All right, perfect. Okay.
Tune into the episode that we're gonna have on Patreon coming up. It's gonna be Light's real opinion on Japan and France and Mexico and Canada and Dominican Republic.
He's actually extremely racist. I can't wait for you guys to hear this one. All right,
let's hear Light talk about Africa.
I actually, well, my plan doesn't work in Africa. I'm just extremely racist to every country, but then I give them N-word passes in exchange. Africa's the only one who hasn't taken it. I don't know why.
We're still live.
Oh.
All right, let's go ahead and send this raid over to Mars because Mars is live. Mars is a great guest. We want to show Mars some love. Mars, thank you. I hope you enjoyed your time on the podcast as per usual.
Of course, love being here.
There it is, man. Well, you guys already know. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the vibes. We'll catch you for the next episode of Lights Out. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Peace.